Hey everybody, this is Pretentious James, and this is a special episode of the Devil's Due movie review. So the reason this episode is about Shazam is I actually got access to an early screening, so with this early access I thought I would give you guys a review. Also, part of the reason this is a Devil's Due special episode is the movie's too new to have critical or, commercial failure yet, but as a whole, the DC Universe has been lambasted by people for not being as good as the MCU. DC versus Marvel. Marvel seems to be winning in terms of the box office for the most part. Man of Steel, people weren't passionate about it. Batman vs. Superman gets a lot of hate from people I know. Suicide Squad is reviled, critically and popularly. And then, Wonder Woman, Aquaman are kind of redeeming points, but for the most part, DC is on the losing end. However, Shazam is a pretty solid movie. It follows the Marvel formula, but it still has a slightly different look and feel to it. Marvel movies all seem to have the same sheen to them, and DC looks a little bit different. The movie really emphasizes the comedy aspect. I almost feel it's on par with Thor Ragnarok in the sense that you could classify it as a comedy instead of a superhero movie. For those of you who don't know, Shazam is the story of a young man named Billy Batson who is granted powers. Whenever he says the word Shazam, he can turn into a superhero. Super speed, flight, super strength, invulnerability, a lot of Superman-esque powers. But he can also shoot lightning. But he has the mind of a 14-year-old. A lot of the movie is jokes around that. It feels in a lot of ways like a superhero version of Big with Tom Hanks. And there's even a part in a shopping mall where they do a little homage to Big, just to nod to the audience like, yeah, we know this is similar to something you've seen before. The movie has great child acting in it. A lot of the movie focuses on Billy and his learning to accept his foster family, so it does tug at the heartstrings in addition to being just wildly funny throughout. The only real complaint with the movie is probably the villains felt a little paint by numbers. I felt like they could have been developed more, but the movie was knocking really close to a 2-hour runtime, so they probably shouldn't have dedicated too much time to the villains in favor of developing Billy and his foster family. And it is fairly family friendly, PG-13, the exception of a couple of moments. There's an intense car wreck at the beginning that may scare some little kids, and there's another scene where some monsters attack people that gets pretty intense. All in all, I have to say, definitely worth seeing. Just for the comedy aspect alone, it's probably going to be a huge hit. Devil's Due movie review. This has been Pretentious James. Go see Shazam. It is a great action comedy for the whole family. Till next time.